So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. So guys, Eddie Hearn has come out and said that Canelo Alvarez, you know, before I get into this, guys, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. Guys, there's going to be a lot of videos about Canelo and Golovkin this week. Because it's Canelo and Golovkin fight week. You know, it's the big occasion. It's the big drama show, be the big Mexican show. You know, it's the big boy show. I can't wait for this. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a cracker. I think it's going to be a roller coaster of a fight. I don't think it's going to be as one-sided and as easy as what some of you think. I think it's a proper fight. I do. I think Golovkin's coming with a lot of energy. I think Canelo is coming with a lot of bad blood. You know what? I actually think Golovkin hates Canelo as well, but I think Canelo is showing it a lot more. And what I mean by that is that Canelo is being open, and Canelo is being a lot more, he's showing his emotion to the world that, yeah, I dislike this guy. Whereas Golovkin, he dislikes Canelo just like Canelo dislikes him. But the difference is Golovkin's disguising it, trying to play the good guy. And, you know, almost Canelo saying trying to be fake. And one thing I want to get into it, as I saw some of your comments, is that some of you coming at me, and I know a lot of you don't come at me because you know that I generally speak the truth. I don't know, I think it was Marco Ramirez. You came onto my channel and you said, Imran, I can see why you're losing views or whatever or something like that, because you're a Canelo hater, this, that, the other. Apparently just because I was trying to play the card where, you know, I think Golovkin has got a good chance in this fight. You know, some of you are so big Canelo fanboys where as soon as somebody says something that you don't like to hear about Canelo, you automatically think that they're a hater. I'm not a Canelo hater. I'm not a Golovkin hater. I'm not a hater of any fight. I just say it how it is. I actually like Canelo a lot and I back Canelo a lot. I just didn't agree with some of the comments that he was making about the Mexican stuff, and I had my opinion. Now, all of a sudden, I become a hater for that. But then you said, I think it was Marco Ramirez said that IFBB Pro or whatever, IFBB is one of the best channels. And I've never seen the guy's channel. I don't really go and watch his channel. I don't really watch a lot of other people's boxing channels, whatever. But I assumed he speaks well of Canelo, which is why you probably like him. And what I mean, well, I speak well of Canelo, but as soon as I start saying anything against Canelo, I almost become a hater. The crazy thing is, in that same video, in that comment section, I actually had another brother, South Central, said, Imran, stop being a Canelo fanboy, because I was making out that Gennady Golovkin is going to be a dangerous fight for Canelo. So actually, you guys that I hate on coming onto my channel and saying, well, Imran, you're hating on Canelo. No, I'm actually giving Canelo a lot more credit, because if Canelo wins the fight, you're going to hear me give a lot of praise. But then there's the other side, the guys that don't like Canelo, that will say, well, this is a cherry pick, but if Canelo does well and beats Golovkin and knocks him out, oh, well, look, Canelo picked a washed up Golovkin. You see, that's what I don't want. I want Canelo to get the credit for beating Golovkin, irrespective of his age, because Golovkin's still dangerous. He just unified at 160 pounds against Murata. But there's people with agenda. So people that will come onto my channel, someone will accuse me of being a Canelo fanboy, because apparently I am saying that Golovkin's going to give him a tough fight, and that's apparently crazy. And I'm a Canelo hater because apparently I want Golovkin to beat him. Someone else said on the comment section that I want Canelo to lose this fight. I want Golovkin to win. That's not true. I think Golovkin's been hard done by in the decision, because I thought Golovkin won the first fight, and I thought he was very hard done by, and I think majority of the boxing fans felt like Golovkin won the first fight. But by no means I have any bias towards Golovkin. I mean, out of the two, I prefer Canelo. I'd prefer Canelo to win, because if Canelo loses, Golovkin's at the end of his career. Canelo's still got 4 or 5 years, you know, I think at his peak left yet. So, of course, I'd rather Canelo win the fight, because it's probably better for the sport of boxing. Some people will say that morally it's probably better if Golovkin wins, because he won the first 2 fights. The point I'm trying to make is, don't come on and try calling me a hater or a fanboy when you know deep down that I say it how it is. Just because it's not what you want to hear, that doesn't make me a hater or a fanboy. You know, it just means that you're not hearing what you want to hear. Because most people that come onto my channel realize that I actually say it how it is, whether it's Canelo. And the thing is about a lot of my subscribers, even though a lot of them like Canelo, a lot of them will come on and say it how it is. So when Canelo says something that they don't agree with, that's not for the good of the sport of boxing, those Canelo fans will come on and actually say it. But there's a difference between being a Canelo fan and being a Canelo fanboy. A fanboy is somebody where Canelo can do whatever and you're just going to back him to the hills. That's a fanboy. I'm not that. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Canelo. But that doesn't mean if Canelo does something crazy that I'm going to back it. No. That's not, I back Canelo when Canelo's doing things that's good for the sport of boxing. But when Canelo does things that I think that actually, no, that's not good for the sport of boxing, that's not good for us fans, then I'll say it. It's got no hate towards Canelo. It's just what I feel. You know, that's just how I feel. It's not no hate towards Canelo. And sometimes you need to understand that. In terms of this fight, moving on from that and coming on to this fight, Canelo Alvarez has a... he wants to batter Golovkin in this fight, and I believe him when he says he wants to end Golovkin's career. I do believe him. I do believe he wants to end Golovkin's career. I do think he wants to knock Gennady Golovkin out, and he wants to finish his career off with a knockout, which some people think he will do. I don't think he will. I think that Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin has got an iron chin. I think he's very strong. Even though you keep people saying that he's weak to the body, I have yet to see Golovkin being dropped with a body shot. I've yet to see Golovkin be put down yet. And I saw Canelo hit Golovkin with body shots. And also, let's not forget, when you're going in for a body shot, you have to leave yourself open. You have to leave yourself exposed as well. It's not that easy when you're going in there with a big puncher like Gennady. There's a reason why Canelo in the first two fights didn't throw that many body shots. But when you saw him fighting Liam Smith, when you saw him fight Amir Khan, you saw him throw so many body shots. If you look at the Khan fight, Khan's whole back, whole side of his ribs was all red. The reddening around his area was bad. That's because he wasn't worried about Khan's power. The reason why he didn't throw as many body shots, in the Golovkin fight is because he was worried about what was coming back. Because when you're throwing body shots, you've got to be careful of the left hook. You know, and Gennady Golovkin's got a very good left hook, so Canelo's wary of that, and he'll be wary of that again because Golovkin ain't going to lose his power. So again, this is why I'm saying that when you're throwing body shots, you're leaving yourself exposed. So Golovkin, to me, is not going to get knocked out to the head. I don't see it. So, yeah, if you think he's weak to the body, is Canelo going to go down to the body? Because, again, like I said, when you throw body shots, you're leaving yourself at the top exposed. And Golovkin's got the kind of power to do some serious damage. So this is what I'm saying to you people, that it's not that easy. It's easier said than done, going down to the body, because Canelo didn't go down to the body as much as he's been to other opponents when he fought Gennady Golovkin. If you watch those two fights, he didn't throw as many body shots. Actually, a lot of people actually said in the first fight, why didn't Canelo throw as many body shots? It's easier said than done when you've got a guy punching that hard in front of you. Because when you're throwing body shots, you're leaving yourself exposed. And a left hook from Gennady Golovkin could be dangerous. It's not the fact that Canelo can't take the shot. Canelo can take his left hooks. He's proven it. That he's taken a lot of shots from Golovkin. It's like you don't want to. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to feel that power because it hurts. Nobody likes to get caught with a punch. It hurts. Especially when you're in there with a heavy-handed guy. It really, really hurts. So, of course, Canelo doesn't want to get caught by a Gennady Golovkin bomb, does he? You know, Canelo's felt that right hand. He knows that it's powerful. You know, so Canelo doesn't want to get caught with that. Hence why you try to box more safe. See, Paulie Malignaggi made a point that Canelo Alvarez against Bivol didn't put himself at risk. He wasn't willing to get knocked out to do some damage to Bivol. Very few fighters are. When you're a very good boxer like Canelo Alvarez, those type of fighters don't want to put themselves at risk because they're proper boxers. Generally, proper boxers don't always put themselves at risk to be knocked out. And Bivol was just too big, maybe too strong for Canelo. But he said Golovkin would be willing to put himself at more risk to be knocked out. Will he? We'll have to wait and see. But I do think Golovkin wants this, and I do think Golovkin might. I think the only way Golovkin gets knocked out here is, I think, if he runs out of gas and he's willing to go out on his shield, where he becomes gung ho, and Canelo's countering him with big shots. Then maybe. And he gets knocked out not because of Canelo's power, but because of fatigue, where, you know, him worn down and he just doesn't have it at 40 years of age. His gas tank, he runs out of gas and that's it, he's finished. That could happen, but I doubt it. You know, Golovkin still is a warrior, still got a great engine, still granite chin. I mean, still. So I expect this to be, like I said, a 115, 113, 116, 112 type of fight. I don't think this is going to be an easy fight. I think some people are looking at the Murata performance and thinking, oh my God, when Golovkin fought Canelo, Golovkin didn't look that great against Brook. I mean, Brook was lighting Golovkin up in that fight. I mean, did he look that great against Danny Jacobs? He looked average against Jacobs. Go watch the fight, man. Some people thought he lost that fight against Jacobs. He didn't look great against Jacobs, you see. But Golovkin's the type of guy, I think he'll raise his game. I don't think it's anything to do with age. I just think Golovkin's not been that motivated. I think you're going to see a much more motivated Golovkin, and maybe the 8 pounds does him good. Who knows? Well, time will tell, guys. Time will tell. But I'm excited. I can't wait. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.